Okay, dear children, let's start with the alkali metals, continuation of what we have done in the previous lecture. We'll start with chemical properties today. We saw the trends with respect to physical properties. Now we will see chemical properties. All these alkali metals, they are having the largest size in their respective periods. Largest size, and there is only one electron in their valence shell, so they have the capacity to lose that one electron. And anything which has the capacity to lose electron, they are reducing agents. So they are very good reducing agents because they are associated with low ionization enthalpy because of bigger size. Now, when you consider lithium, in spite of small size, lithium is a very strong reducing agent. A reducing agent is one which loses electron. Now you know very well that metallic character increases down the group, and lithium is having the smallest size. So it should be having some reluctance to lose its electron because of its small size, or it is associated with greater ionization energy. In spite of everything, why do you call lithium a strong reducing agent? That is because, see, when you consider this lithium, it gets converted from the solid state to the gaseous state, and this conversion is what is called delta H sublimation. Sublimation is solid to gas conversion. Then lithium in the gas state, an isolated lithium atom, it undergoes ionization to become Li plus in the gas state. This is called as ionization. And now lithium plus in the gas state is getting converted to lithium plus in the aqueous state. This is due to hydration, is it not? Gas to aqueous state. So that is hydration. So you call that as delta H hydration. Right? Now what they have found is the amount of energy released during hydration is so high that it is able to compensate the requirement in these two steps. Here also you have to supply energy, here also you have to supply energy, and here energy is released. The released energy is so much that it can compensate the requirement of these two steps. And this makes lithium a good reducing agent. Okay? And the overall effect of these three processes is what is called electrode potential. Electrode potential is the tendency of an atom to lose electron. Is it not? So Li in the solid state to Li plus in the aqueous state, this is what is called as simple oxidation process. See, in the ionic form, it cannot be a solid, right? So this conversion is called as electrode potential, and lithium is associated with more negative hydration enthalpy, and that is why it is a strong reducing agent, right? Now more negative electrode potential when you consider for lithium, Li plus bar lithium, always you know that reduction potential is considered to express this E naught. Okay, we customarily use only reduction potential. Now that reduction potential of lithium has been found to be minus 3.04. It is more negative. Now you have studied this concept LEPHRP. Low electrode potential, high reducing power. So this is very obvious from this value, right? High electrode potential, high oxidizing power. Low electrode potential, high reducing power. Please remember this, right? Now let's come to reaction with water. Alkali metals react with water, liberating hydrogen gas, and the corresponding hydroxide is produced. So when you react it with water, LiOH plus hydrogen, or with sodium you get NaOH plus hydrogen. And the reaction becomes more violent down the group because as and when the metallic character increases, the reaction becomes more and more violent. Okay, and alkali metals, they are better reducing agents than hydrogen. That is why they react with compounds containing acidic hydrogen. Like with water also, when it is combining, you say that it is replacing hydrogen of water. Is it not? That is why it is becoming LiOH. If you consider water as HOH, now Li is taking the place. That is why it is becoming LiOH. So, it has been found that those with acidic hydrogen, these alkali metals react with liberating hydrogen gas. So, with alcohol, it gives you the corresponding alkoxide liberating hydrogen. So, like sodium plus ethanol will give you sodium ethoxide plus hydrogen. Same way, sodium plus ethine will give you sodium ethynide. Is it not? This is sodium ethynide plus hydrogen. So, with acidic hydrogen, whichever is having, it is able to react with them. Then, now let us see reactivity with oxygen. Now, surprisingly, lithium, when it is combining with oxygen, it is forming lithium oxide. Now, in which O is in the form of O2 negative. This is normal oxide. When sodium reacts with it, it forms a peroxide, Na2O2. We don't write it as Na2O. Is it not? Here, more preferably, it is forming a peroxide. Now, how do you write peroxide ion? It is O2, 2 negative. Then, potassium reacts with oxygen to form a superoxide. You see the formula KO2. Now, here you have K plus and O2 minus. Now, this O2 minus is called as superoxide ion. O2 2 minus is called peroxide. O2 minus is called normal oxide. Okay, this has been found in terms of the size. Greater the size, it will be more comfortable with an anion which is of similar size. That is why potassium is forming superoxide, sodium is forming peroxide. They say that the size of 2 Na plus ions is equal to that of 1 peroxide ion. That is why it is preferably forming peroxide. Whereas the size of 2 lithium ions will be equivalent to that of 1 oxide ion. That is why it is forming an oxide. That's what they say. And reactivity with oxygen also, it increases down the group. Now, the reason for this is stabilization of larger anions by larger cations, thus showing higher lattice enthalpies. That is why potassium is existing as superoxide, sodium is existing as a peroxide. Greater the size, correspondingly the anion size should also be of comparable nature so that the lattice will be stronger. Now these elements, they react with air and moisture. Now with oxygen, it forms the corresponding oxide, and that oxide combines with water forming the corresponding hydroxide, and that hydroxide, when it is coming in contact with carbon dioxide, it forms the corresponding carbonate. Okay. Now this is why these elements, they are stored in inert solvents such as kerosene. You know very well that sodium is preserved under kerosene. Otherwise, if you keep it outside, it will react explosively with oxygen. That is why it is preserved under kerosene. Now let's come to the next thing, that is reaction with hydrogen. Now these elements, they react with hydrogen forming ionic hydrides like sodium hydride, potassium hydride, hydride. Okay, hydride means H minus, that is called hydride. Now down the group, reactivity decreases with increase in the size of cation. As and when the size of the cation increases down the group, H minus being a very small one, the bond energy with which it is associated with will be weaker. So, the reactivity with hydrogen will also decrease. So, when I say so, stability of hydrides decreases down the group. Ionic character of hydrides decreases from lithium to cesium. That also decreases. As and when the size becomes bigger and bigger, there is no stability. You cannot have cesium hydride. It is not stable. So as the size of the cation increases down the group, the H- ion can polarize the cation, thus bringing in covalent character. So from when you talk about ionic hydrides, so नीचे जाते जाते क्या हो जाता है? Covalent character introduce हो जाता है, because the anion, this H- can polarize the cation. See, it is not always only a cation can polarize. It can also be possible the other way around. The anion can also polarize the cation. Like you say, smaller cation will polarize a larger anion. Okay? So same way, the smaller anion can polarize a larger cation and thus brings in covalent character. And remember one thing, that all these hydrides, they are good reducing agents, because it can release hydrogen. Reducing character increases down the group as the bond dissociation. Say you have MH, bond strength decreases down the group with increase in the size of M. With increase in the size, what will happen? This bond energy, this becomes longer and weaker. As and when the size of M increases, hydrogen is such a small one, so the bond length will increase and bond strength will decrease. Okay, so reducing character, bond strength decrease होता है तो easily break होके hydrogen दे सकता है. So you call that as reducing character. Reducing character is also, one is in terms of losing electron and the other one is in terms of giving hydrogen. That is also reducing character, right? And on electrolysis, they liberate hydrogen at the anode. See, you have studied that this since hydrides, they are negatively charged, they move towards the positively charged electrode, that is anode. Otherwise, generally what happens? H plus. Now H plus will go towards the cathode and gets liberated as hydrogen at the cathode. But here you remember, they liberate hydrogen at the anode. Okay, have a clear understanding. It gets liberated at the anode. Okay, I think we will stop with this and proceed later.